Good morning all. Let us see how to find the Laplace transform of periodic function. In this type of examples, we have to find the Laplace transform of given periodic function by using this formula only. That is, in previous lectures, we have seen some examples that we use some standard formula of Laplace transform. Then we use the properties of Laplace transform: division by t property, multiplication by t property, then change of scale property, shifting property. These properties we have used in finding the Laplace transform of given example. But in this type of example, that is Laplace transform of periodic function, we have to find the Laplace transform of given function or given ft by using this formula only. So this is the formula Laplace transform of ft, where ft is the periodic function. So how to recognize the given function is periodic function or not? This is the definition of periodic function, that is, if ft equal to f of t plus capital T, then capital T, this value capital T, is called period of ft, and that ft function is called periodic function. That is, in given example, if this type of notation is given, then we can easily recognize that the given function is of periodic function example, and we can use this formula. So if in example it is given that ft equal to f of t plus a, small a, or you can take it as capital A, then ft is a periodic function with period. What is the value of capital T there? Capital T equal to a. So we have to compare this definition with the uh, given term in that example, and we have to first find the value of capital T, and then put this capital T value in this formula and solve this integration. And by solving this integration, we can get the Laplace transform of given periodic function ft. So Laplace transform of ft, the formula is 1 upon 1 minus e raised to minus st, integration from 0 to t. In this, the upper limit and exponential power contains capital T. We have to remember this difference. Integration of e raised to minus small st ft dt. So here capital T is your period value, and which is given in the example in the form of this definition, or in the given example in wording form. You can ask as the period is 2c, then capital T is the standard notation of period value of ft. So capital T value is 2c. So in example, capital T value is given, that is period of ft is given, then that example is of your periodic function. So let us see these examples. Find the Laplace transform of ft equal to t by capital T, 0 to the condition is given, t is in between 0 to t of period capital T. So this type of example, find the Laplace transform of ft is given and condition is given, condition on small t. So this type of example we have seen in first two lectures. That is, in these examples we have used the Laplace transform definition. By using the definition of Laplace transform, we have solved that example. So what is the difference between these examples and these periodic function examples? So the difference is of one word, that is period. If in example there are two types of examples. In first type, ft is given and condition is given. Condition means 0 to t on condition on small t. Condition is given. If these two terms are given, then we have to use Laplace transform definition. And in another example, if ft is given, condition is given, and again period value, the period of given function ft, the value of this period is given, then we have to use the periodic function formula for finding Laplace transform, because definition of Laplace transform is another in the form of integration. So we have seen that Laplace transform definition in first two examples. So this is the Laplace transform definition. Laplace transform of ft equal to 0 to infinity e raised to minus st ft dt. So these types of examples we have seen in first two lectures. So this type of example is different from this type of example because Laplace transform definition is different, and periodic function, for periodic function again Laplace transform of ft, the formula is different. So which formula we have to use? So that difference we have to remember first. So the Laplace transform definition we have to use in example. These examples are like function is given and condition is given, and for periodic function formula three terms are given: function, condition and the value of period is given. Then we can use the periodic function formula for finding the Laplace transform of given function ft. So here, if the first sentence, the first line is given, if you ask the first line only, find the Laplace transform of ft equal to t by t with the limits, or the condition t is in between 0 to t, then we have to use the Laplace transform definition to find the Laplace transform of given example or given ft. But in this example we have extra third term is given, that is the period is given. So this, once this word comes in example period, then we have to use the periodic function formula for finding Laplace transform definition. Got it? So these three terms, if these three terms given, then use periodic function Laplace transform formula. Two terms given, function and condition only, then use definition of Laplace transform. So this is the important difference between two examples. These two examples are seems to be very similar, but only one word is different, or only one word, that is period. This word differentiate these two examples. So if this word comes period, the value of period, or this word period comes in example, then use periodic function formula. If not, then use Laplace transform definition formula. So here we have the formula Laplace transform of ft, that is periodic function formula is equal to 1 upon 1 minus e raised to minus st. Here capital T is there, integration from 0 to t e raised to minus st ft dt. So this is your, instead of t by t, this is your formula for periodic function, e raised to minus st ft dt. So in this theory, t is period, and in this example again period is given and the value of period is again t, capital T. That is, the theory notation is given as it is. Theory notation for period value is capital T, and here period capital T is given, that is there is no any change in formula. So you can see the second example, ft is given, condition is given and period is given. Period is given, that is the value of capital T. Value of capital T is given a, or period is given, value is a. So we have to replace that capital T in this formula. We have to replace this capital T by a, that is 1 upon 1 minus e raised to minus sa 0 to a e raised to minus st, and whatever the ft is given in example, put that value in this formula dt and solve the integration. That is, whatever the value of period is given in example, we have to put that value as capital T in this formula. So in second for example, we have given the period a value. Value of period is a. So we have to put capital T as a in this formula and solve the integration. But in first example, the period value is given, that is capital T, as it is the notation is used in this example. So there is no any change, or it is given that the value of t, the value of period capital T is given as capital T itself. So we have to put t equal to t, that is no any change in formula. So 1 upon 1 minus e raised to minus st 0 to t as it is e raised to minus st, and instead of ft we have to put the given value of ft in that formula. So ft dt, instead of ft dt changed by ft value is t by t dt, and solve this integration. Whatever the answer we get, that answer is your Laplace transform of given periodic function ft. So 1 upon 1 minus e raised to minus st as it is. In this integration, solve this integration. This integration is with respect to small t. That is, small t is variable here. So except small t, all other letters are constant here. That is, s is constant, capital T is constant, because this integration is with respect to t. So as we can take outside this 1 by t, because this is a constant, so take 1 by t outside and take integration of 0 to t of e raised to minus st small t dt. So here integration of these two terms which are in product form. So one function is exponential, one function is algebraic. That is, to find the integration of these two terms which are in multiplication form, there is a formula. One is your UV rule, and second is your 12th standard, that is Liet rule. You can remember as Liet rule means your 12th standard rule, and shortcut formula you can remember as UV rule. So here these two rules are for integration in which two terms are in multiplication form. So here first we have to fix which term is first and which term is second. So by Liet sequence, Liet means this is the group of 5 functions: logarithmic, inverse trigonometric, algebraic, trigonometric, and exponential. So we have to first see that these two functions are which types. That is, e raised to means this is exponential function which is in the last position, and t is your algebraic. If you go with difficulty that which function is algebraic, then check the other functions for t. That is, t is not logarithmic, t is not inverse trigonometric, t is not trigonometric, t is not exponential, hence it is algebraic. You can remember in this way also. So this is exponential and this is algebraic, and this algebraic a letter comes first and e last, hence a algebraic means t is your first function, write as u function, and exponential function is e raised to minus st. So keep this function at last, that is, this is your second function v. So t is your first function, e raised to minus t, that is exponential function. This is your v function. First function is t, that is u, and second function is e raised to minus t st, that is v. So this we have to first fix which function is u and which function is v by using this Liet sequence. And then there are two types. By Liet sequence, we have to first fix that which function is first and which function is second. That is, which function is u and which function is v. Then you can see or you can check the two rules. First rule is UV rule, second rule is Liet rule. So in UV rule, when we can use this rule, if derivative of u will become 0 at any step, that is, if first derivative of u is 0, then if second derivative of u is 0, third derivative, fourth derivative, any derivative of u is 0, then only you can use UV rule. Otherwise we have to use Liet rule. So this is the condition, important condition. Without this condition we can't use this UV rule. So here t is your u. Let us check the derivative of u will become 0 at any step. Further steps of derivative. So t is your function and t is variable. So its first derivative is 1 because x derivative is 1. Because x is variable, so x derivative is 1. T is variable, so t derivative is again 1. And 1 is constant, so constant derivative is 0. That is, the second derivative, this is your first, this is second, the second derivative of t is 0, hence we can use UV rule. So UV rule is uv1 minus u dash v2 plus u double dash v3. This type of UV rule or Liet rule, we have seen some examples by using these two formulae. We have seen in division by t property, because division by t is related to integration. So in detail you can see these examples in previous videos. So UV rule is uv1 minus u dash v2 plus u double dash v3 etc. So v1, v2, v3, these are the integrations of v, and u dash, u double dash, u triple dash, these are the derivatives of u. So let us put the values of derivatives of u and values of integrations of v in this formula. uv1, first term is uv1, u as it is, t as it is. v1 means e raised to minus st integration, first integration. v1 means first integration, v2 second integration, v3 is third integration. So e raised to minus st, its first integration is e raised to minus st upon minus s. So for this integration we are used here e raised to x formula. Original formula is e raised to x. E raised to x integration is e raised to x. But e raised to single variable, e raised to here the variable is t. If e raised to t integration we have to write, then e raised to t integration is e raised to t. But e raised to single variable is not given. Instead of e raised to single variable, we have given e raised to minus st. That is, in power, instead of x, that is single variable, here single variable is t, but t is not given, minus st is given in power. That is, we have to use e raised to bracket formula. So for finding e raised to minus st integration, we have to use e raised to bracket integration formula. E raised to bracket integration is e raised to bracket upon derivative of bracket. So by this formula, e raised to minus st integration is minus st is your b value or bracket value. So e raised to b derivative e raised to b integration is e raised to b upon derivative of b. So here b value means b is your in power. So b value is your minus st. So put this b value minus st in this formula. So e raised to b, e raised to minus st upon derivative of b, derivative of minus st. So minus st derivative, as t is variable, minus st derivative is minus s. Because kx derivative is k. In denominator we have to recall, or we have to revise the derivative formula, and mainly we are using here integration formula. So e raised to bracket integration is e raised to bracket upon derivative of bracket. So e raised to minus st upon minus st derivative. Minus st derivative is minus s, because t is variable. So we are used here kx derivative formula. Kx derivative is k. If kt is there, because t is here variable, so kt derivative is k. But here minus st is there, so minus st derivative is that constant only. So constant is minus s, because t is only here variable. So minus st derivative is minus st. Then minus u dash. U dash means t derivative. T derivative is 1 here. We have seen in previous steps. So t derivative is 1 into v2. v2 means v1's next integration. This is the value of v1. And in this, when you take a derivative or integration, if any constant is multiplied or in division form, that is in denominator, any constant is in numerator or denominator which is in the multiplication form, then you can write that constant as it is. That is here 1 upon minus s, which is in the multiplication form with e raised to minus st, because t is variable. So 1 upon s minus s is constant. So keep that 1 upon minus s as it is, because this is constant. And the remaining term is e raised to minus st, and then take e raised to minus st integration. So when we take derivative or integration, if the constant is multiplied or constant is in denominator, then keep that constant as it is, and the whatever the remaining term means 1 upon minus s is constant and the remaining term is e raised to minus st. So we have to take the derivative of that remaining term or integration of that remaining term only. So there is no any rule of that constant. So take 1 upon minus s as it is because this is constant and the remaining term is e raised to minus st. So take e raised to minus st integration only. So e raised to minus st integration again repeated here. So e raised to minus st integration by e raised to bracket formula. E raised to bracket is integration is e raised to b upon derivative of b. So e raised to minus st integration is e raised to minus st upon this minus s is your original minus sign from v1. Write as it is because this is constant, and e raised to minus st integration is e raised to e raised to bracket upon derivative of bracket. B value is minus st derivative is minus s. Then next term is u double dash. U double dash means u dash next derivative is u double dash. U dash is your 1 and 1 derivative is next derivative is 0. So from further we get 0 value when we take derivative or integration. So here 1 next derivative is 0, hence we have to stop here this rule because all the terms next to this second term we get as 0 value. So we have to stop here from and put the limits as 0 to t. So e raised to minus st into t, this is in the product form. One is algebraic, second is exponential. So by lead sequence, t is your u value, e raised to minus st, that is exponential function last value, that is v. Here u derivative, that is t derivative, second derivative of t is 0, hence we are used here uv rule. U v1 minus u dash v2 and u double dash value is 0. So we have to stop here and put the limits from 0 to t. So this 0 value and capital T value is your small t value because this integration is with respect to t. So we have to put t equal to capital T and t equal to 0 in this these two terms. So upper limit of small t is capital T, lower limit of small t is 0. So put small t is equal to capital T. Capital T by minus s e raised to minus s capital T minus that is again minus 1 upon s into s square e raised to minus capital T. Then for put lower limit. So lower limit minus sign and this minus sign will get plus 0 into any value is e raised to minus 0 is 1 because we have to put as small t equal to 0. So 0 into term is 0. So this value becomes 0. Then this minus sign, this minus sign, this minus sign and lower limit minus sign. So 4 times minus sign we will get plus sign. 1 upon s into s square. This 3 minus sign and lower limit minus sign we merged here, that is plus sign, and only remaining is s into s, that is s square, and e raised to minus s into t value we have to put as 0. So e raised to minus 0 into s 0, e raised to minus 0. So what is the value of e raised to minus 0? E raised to minus 0. So negative power we can't calculate orally. So convert this negative power into positive power, that is this is numerator value. Take this numerator value in the denominator. So we get positive power, that is 1 upon e raised to minus 0 becomes e raised to 0. And anything raised to 0 is 1. So 1 upon 1 is 1. So 1 upon s square. So for upper limit and lower limit, by putting upper and lower limit, that is value of small t, we get these terms. And this is your final answer. So this is the answer of your Laplace transform of periodic function. That is whatever the capital T value is given. In this first example, we have given as capital T equal to capital T. So there is no any change in formula. Only we have to put small ft value here in the formula of periodic function. So the next example is ft is given sin pi t by a. T is in between 0 to t with period capital T equal to a. That is here the the word period is given, so we have to use periodic function Laplace transform formula. And period is given, that is the value of capital T is given, capital T value is given as A. Or you can ask in example, instead of this sentence you can in exam this type of example they asked, that is with period t equal to A, or you can ask f of t plus A equal to ft. That is this type of notation. This is the definition of periodic function. That is, we have to compare this equation with f of t plus capital T equal to f of t, and then find the value of capital T. Capital T value is A here. So if this is given, that is ft is given, condition is given, and this equation is given, then this type of example is again of periodic function. So we have to first compare this equation with the definition of periodic function and find the value of capital T. Capital T value is A, and then put the capital T value in formula and also ft value and solve that integration. Or the equation is asked like ft equal to, ft is given, condition is given, and in wording form with period is given. Again this type of example is of periodic function. So in any way the question is asked. So here function ft is given, then period capital T value is given, that is A. So put that capital T value in the periodic function formula. So Laplace transform of ft equal to 1 upon 1 minus e raised to minus s capital T. Capital T value we have put here. Capital T value is A, from 0 to capital T, that is 0 to A. T value is A here. E raised to minus st ft dt. Ft value is sin pi t by A. And solve this integration. So here there is again product of two functions. One is trigonometric function and one is trigonometric and another is exponential function. So here this is exponential function, and by layered sequence e comes last. So this is your second function v, and of course this is your first function u. Because this is trigonometric, that is t letter comes before this e, hence t means trigonometric. So this is your first function u and this is your second function. And for having uv rule, derivative of u should be 0 at any step. So sine derivative, we can't get the sine derivative 0 at any derivative step. That is sine derivative, first derivative is cos, then cos derivative is minus sine derivative is again minus cos derivative is sine. That is, as sine function and cos function are periodic function, its derivative doesn't come 0 at any step. So derivative of u here in this example, derivative of u we can't get 0 at any step, hence we can't use here uv rule. So the next option is Liet rule. So we have to use Liet rule here. But again there are some shortcut formulae in integration. So before using Liet rule, because Liet rule, for having Liet rule, or when we use this Liet rule for solving the integration, this is the lengthy step rule, because in that Liet rule we have to solve 2 times, or we have to use 2 times integration. Hence again we have to remember some shortcut formulae in integration chapter. That is, if exponential function and trigonometric function are in product form, so there are 2 formulae, shortcut formulae in the integration chapter. So here you can use Liet rule also, but instead of Liet rule, because this rule is time consuming, so instead of this Liet rule we can use this shortcut formulae. So the shortcut formula is for sine term and cos term. So integration of e raised to x sin bx dx, this is your formula, e raised to x upon a square plus b square, a sin bx minus b cos bx. These formulae are, you know this formulae, because these formulae are in 12th standard integration chapter. E raised to x, instead of sin if we ask cos term, so cos bx dx equal to the outside term, outside the bracket, this term is common, e raised to x upon x square plus b square, e raised to x upon x square plus b square. And when sin term is there, middle sign is minus, and cos term, for cos term middle sign is plus. For sin term, a sin bx minus b cos bx. For cos term, if sin term is given, so first term comes sin. If cos term is given, so first term is your cos. So for cos, a cos bx plus b sin bx. So here sin term is given, so we have to use this first formula. If in exam you can ask instead of sin cos pi t by a, then you can use this second formula, because for cos term we have to use this second formula. So here first, as we are applying this first formula, so first compare this left side of this formula with the given example, e raised to minus st, e raised to ax, or here t variable is there and here x is variable. So here a value is, because imagine x as t, so e raised to at sin bt dt. So here e raised to minus st, e raised to at, so small a value is your minus s, and sin bx dx. So here if we change this x variable by t variable, because t is here given, so sin bt dt. So what is the value of b? Sin bt dt. So sin bt, so b value is pi by a. So b value is pi by. So by comparing this left side with the given example, find the value of small a and b and put this value of small a and b in this formula. So we get the, by putting the values, these values of a and b in this right side of this formula, we get the answer of this integration. So this equal to 1 upon 1 minus e raised to minus as, e raised to, put a value, e raised to minus in this formula x is variable, and we have to apply this formula for t variable. So first change x by t. So e raised to at upon a square plus b square, a sin bt minus b cos bt. Then put the values of a and b. So e raised to minus st, a value is minus s, upon a square plus b square, that is minus s square is s square, pi square by a square. So minus s square is s square plus pi square by square, in bracket a sin bt minus s sin pi by a, b value and a value, pi by a t, minus s sin pi by a t, minus b value pi by a cos b value pi by a, and x, instead of x take t. From 0 to, limits are from 0 to a. So these limits are of t, because this integration is with respect to t. So put upper limit as t equal to a and lower limit as t equal to 0. So for t equal to a we get, so simultaneously we put upper limit and lower limit, and again solve this outside term. So 1 upon this term as it is, 1 upon 1 minus e raised to minus as, and take the cross multiplication. So in cross multiplication we get a square plus pi square upon a square, and that upon a square take in numerator. So we get a square upon, so e raised to minus st, by cross multiplication we get a square plus pi square upon a square, and this a square or this term we have to take in numerator. So 1 upon a by b becomes b by, in numerator. So this term e raised to minus st as it is, e raised to minus st. So as t is variable in this term, so we have to put this bracket and this bracket and this e raised to minus st upper limit and lower limit. We have to put this upper limit and lower limit in this bracketed term. So the outside term is, this denominator term will go to numerator, so it becomes in the reverse order, that is a square upon a square plus pi square. Then 1 upon 1 minus e raised to minus as it is. So put the upper limit first, that is t equal to a. So e raised to minus sa, e raised to minus sa, and if you put sin minus s as it is, because we have to put t value, sin pi by a, t value is a. So after putting the upper limit t equal to a here, a upon a get cancelled. So sin pi value is 0. So in this circle, this is 0 angle and this is pi angle, and for sine term sine 0 is 0, and as the value is 0 here, the opposite value for these angles is again 0. So sine pi value is 0. So sine pi is 0. Then minus pi by a, cos t value is again a by a cancel, cos pi. So for cos 0 angle and here pi angle, cos 0 is 1. As there is 1 here, so opposite value is minus 1. We have to take as minus 1. Remember these two circles, so we can orally remember the values of various angles, of this sine and cos. So sine pi value is cos pi value is minus 1. So cos pi is minus 1. Then for lower limit, put t equal to 0 here. So this minus sign and lower limit minus sign will be plus. So e raised to minus 0 is again 1. Here in previous example we can see here e raised to minus 0 value is 1. So e raised to minus 0 1 minus s sine 0 into pi by a, that is sine 0. So sine 0 value is 0. So for lower limit this term is 0. Again this minus sign and lower limit minus sign will be plus pi by a. This e raised to minus st is common to both. So e raised to minus st is e raised to minus 0, that is 1. Minus this minus sign and lower limit minus sign will be plus pi by a cos of pi by a into 0, that is cos 0. Cos 0 value is 1. So we get pi by. By simplifying, minus minus plus pi by e raised to minus as plus pi by a, take pi by a common from this bracket. In bracket we get 1 minus e raised to minus s. This upon a and this from a square and a, we can cancel 1a and we get 1 upon 1 minus e raised to minus s, pi upon this bracket 1 minus e raised to minus s. So this is the Laplace transform of given periodic function. Next example is find the Laplace transform of triangular wave function of period 2c. That is, in example this word is given. So we have to carefully see the examples, because there are two types of such examples, by using Laplace transform definition and by using periodic function formula. So as period this word is given, so we have to use periodic function Laplace transform formula. Ft is given. So in this ft is splitted into two functions with condition if t is in between 0 to c, ft is t, and in between c to 2c, ft is 2c minus t. So with period 2c means capital T value is given, capital T value is 2c and ft is given. So this is your formula, 1 upon 1 minus e raised to minus st. Capital T we have put here. In formula there is a capital T. Here capital T and here capital is there in formula. So put capital T equal to 2c. So 1 upon 1 minus e raised to minus s 2c, 0 to 2c, e raised to minus st ft dt. In this example ft is given in two functions, or ft is given with the two conditions. So we have to split this integration in two sub integration limits, that is 0 to 2c integration will be distributed in two integrations with limits as 0 to c, 0 to c plus c to 2c, c to 2c. This type of distributing integration limits we have seen in first two lecture in the examples in first two lectures. That is, when we use the Laplace transform definition, generally we splitted this integration into two or more than two integrations. So 0 to 2c is the total limit. So we have to split into two integrations, 0 to c and c to 2c with plus sign. So 0 to c plus c to 2c. So 0 to c e raised to minus st as it is, c to 2c e raised to minus st as it is. So in 0 to c, ft value we have to put here. So in 0 to c, ft value is t. So put ft here t dt plus c to 2c, again e raised to minus st as it is. Again for c to 2c, c to 2c, ft is different, that is 2c minus t. So 2c minus t dt. So this one integration splitted into two integrations. So solve these two integrations. So here this are outside term as it is. For this there is a product of two terms. One is algebraic, that is t is algebraic, and another is exponential. So u is your t, v is your e raised to minus st. And this type of integration we have seen in previous first example, e raised to minus st t, e raised to minus st t. Only difference is limit is 0 to t there, and here limits are 0 to c. So you can see this example, the explanation of this example. So here t derivative becomes second derivative of t is 0. So here we have used the uv rule. By uv rule we get this, and limits are 0 to c. So this integration we have seen in this example. You can see this example. Then plus, again here product of two function, 2c minus t and exponential function. So again 2c minus t derivatives. So 2c minus t is algebraic, so its first derivative is 2c. As this is the integration with respect to t, 2c is constant, so derivative 0, 0 minus t derivative is minus 1, because minus x derivative is minus 1, minus t derivative is minus 1, because t is variable here. So 0 minus 1, that is minus 1, again minus derivative is 0, that is second derivative of this u function, algebraic function, is 0, hence we have used here uv rule again. This is again uv rule, and this uv rule again we have to apply for this second integration. So uv1, u is 2c minus t, then v1 is e raised to minus st integration. We have seen this integration by using e raised to bracket formula. E raised to bracket upon bracket derivative, e raised to minus st upon minus st derivative is minus s, minus u dash 2c minus t derivative is minus 1 into 1 upon minus s as it is, e raised to minus st, again we have to take the integration, e raised to minus st upon minus st derivative is minus s from c to 2c. So this is your answer by uv rule. So put the limit, as this integration is with respect to t, so put t equal to c and t equal to 0, t equal to 2c and t equal to c in these terms. So outside this term as it is, write as it is. So put t equal to c upon minus s, e raised to minus s into c, minus minus minus, that is minus 1 upon s square, e raised to minus s into c. Then for t equal to 0, this term becomes 0, then this minus, this 3 minus sign and lower limit minus sign will be plus. So plus 1 upon s square, e raised to minus s into 0, that is e raised to minus 0 is 1. So we get 1 upon s square. So for second term, for lower limit and upper limit as c to 2c, put t equal to 2c here, t equal to 2c, 2c minus 2c will be 0, plus this plus minus 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 minus, 4 times minus will be plus 1 upon s square, e raised to minus s into t value is 2c. Then put lower limit minus sign and this minus sign will be plus, so plus 1 upon s, t value is c. So 2c minus c is c, e raised to minus s into c. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 times minus sign, lower limit minus sign and this 4 times minus sign, that is total in 5 times minus sign will be minus 1 upon s into s square, e raised to minus s into t value c is e raised to minus s into c. So e raised to minus cs, e raised to minus sc means e raised to minus cs. This and this will be cancelled because this is minus sign and this is plus term. So this will be cancelled. Then 1 upon s square as it is. This term and last term will be merged because same minus 1 upon s square, minus 1 upon s square, e raised to minus cs, e raised to minus cs. So these are the 2 times. So minus 2 times by s square, e raised to minus cs. Then this is as it is. So 1 upon s square is to minus s2c. So s2c. Again take 1 upon s square we can take as common. So 1 upon s square and this outside bracket as it is 1 upon 1 minus e raised to minus 2cs. In bracket we get 1 minus 2 e raised to minus cs plus e raised to minus 2cs. So here this is the square of 1 minus e raised to minus cs bracket square. So this is the expansion of 1 minus e raised to minus cs bracket square, as use a minus b bracket square formula. A square 1 square minus 2 into ab, 2 into 1 into e raised to minus cs, that is 2 e raised to minus cs, plus b square e raised to minus cs bracket square, that is e raised to minus cs bracket square. If two powers are there, take the multiplication, e raised to minus 2cs. So this is the expansion of this bracket. So this bracket in numerator upon term as it is. So 1 minus e raised to minus 2cs is e raised to 1 minus e raised to minus 2cs. So 1 minus 1 square, right, as because we have to use here formula a square minus b square. So 1 square minus e raised to minus 2cs is e raised to minus cs bracket square, as we have seen here. So a square minus b square formula we have to apply for this denominator. So a minus b, a plus b. A value is 1, b value is e raised to minus cs. So a minus b, a plus b. Here a value is a square minus b square formula we have to apply. A minus b, a plus b. So from this numerator square term, one bracket will get cancelled. So we get 1 minus 1 bracket is remaining, 1 minus e raised to minus cs upon s square as it is, and 1 plus e raised to minus cs. So this is the final answer. So these are the some examples by using periodic function Laplace transform formula. So in next lecture we can see the Laplace transform of another function, that is Heaviside unit step function or unit step function. Thank you.